we're now going to talk about inheritance in Kotlin, and we'll begin by defining a couple of classes. So I'm going to have a class called person, which has a name, which is a string, and this person is going to have a function called talk, where I'll just print line hi, I am, and the name. Okay, so we can already start using this class, so I can say var John equals person John, and then I can call John.talk. Okay. Alright, now in addition, I want to create a new class called manager, and managers are also people, but they have a list of subordinates. So we're going to have that, so I'm going to have another class called manager, who will also have a name, and will also have a list of subordinates, which is just going to be a list of person, and it's going to inherit from the person class. This is how you do inheritance. Okay, so here we need to do lots of things actually. This isn't going to work. I'm going to write the usage of this class right now, so it will be something like var boss equals manager Alfred and the list of subordinates, so list of John, if John is a subordinate of Alfred. And then we will also want to do boss.talk, like so. All right, so what we have right now is we have a situation where none of the things are quite well done. And one of the requirements that Kotlin has is that the derived class has to call the base class constructor, always. We have a primary constructor here, so we absolutely have to call it here. We're going to call it with a name, sort of passing the argument up the inheritance chain, but that's not all that we need to do. You see, in Kotlin, classes are not inheritable by default. They're closed, which means you have to explicitly mark your class as open if you want somebody to be able to inherit from it. And that's, I think, exactly what we have as an option here. So we make person open, and this is a keyword that you add to the class to make sure that somebody can actually inherit from it. And this is actually something that affects not only classes, but it also affects functions. So here we have a function called talk. And of course, if I run it like this, then manager is going to use the base class implementation. So here we have hi, I am Alfred. However, if I want to override the implementation, I cannot simply do it like this. I cannot just go to override methods. You're going to see that the talk function is conspicuously missing from this list, and we have to talk about why that is. You see, the functions have to be open as well, so you have to explicitly say that this is an open function called talk, and then you should be able to override this particular function. So now we get it here in the list, and here I can press OK, and instead of this implementation, I'll do a new one. So I'll say I am name, and I have subordinates.size subordinates subordinates. All right, so now I've overridden the implementation in the base class, and we're actually going to get different output. All right, here we go. And this is the gist of how classes inherit from other classes. So the key takeaway points here is that you have to make things open, because otherwise you can't inherit.